Hi guys, and a warm welcome back to my channel on this sunny morning here in southern Spain on a Saturday morning, Saturday the 29th of June, so we're heading towards July. We have some extremely unusual weather for this time of year here in Spain, so we've got 31 degrees today. Now you may not think that's unusual and you may think that's quite warm, but for this region of Spain, them temperatures for daytime temperatures this time of year are fairly cool. Normally we're in 36, 37 around this time of year with stifling heat. So we've both got our new mesh jackets on, which are working great, keeping us really cool. I've got a neck scarf on to keep the flies and bugs out of my face, because some of the bugs you get around here are fairly big, so one of them hitting you in the face, you know about it. So we're out and about up in the mountains of Murcia where we live, doing a circuit or a Vuelta in our local region, and we're going to get out and have breakfast shortly. So we've got out fairly handy. We're going to do a circuit around this area and then back to our house. And it's been an interesting couple of days. Yesterday I wasn't working, so we went out on the Vosges 900 DSX and had a superb ride out into the national park, the Sierra Espuña, and I'll put a video of that up probably later after this one. Of course, if you guys aren't interested in watching videos of landscape and scenery in the general area and me waffling, do wait till I get more pertinent videos out about the Vosges 900 DSX. I have got some things in the pipeline, and obviously again about the Super Meteor 650 that we're on today. So this Super Meteor 650, chalk and cheese between this and the Vosges 900 DSX, but the two bikes that I absolutely adore and couldn't really pick between either. And we were discussing earlier before we came on this ride which one we like the best. Now, as I've just said, the chalk and cheese. If we're going out and we're going on an adventure and we're going somewhere and we're going on a journey, we'd go on the Vosges 900 DSX with the luggage, the top box and the side cases, etc. So we could take what we needed, we can bring back what we need if we stop and do a shop, etc. And certainly if we go away for a night, we can take enough overnight luggage to get away. Now the difference between the Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650 that I'm riding is that I bought this bike originally as a toy for myself. Now you can see in some of these shots that my wife's on the back, and she loves the bike as well, and she, as I've said in previous videos, would like me to change the rear seat to the more comfortable touring seat, and I am in two minds whether to change the aesthetics of the bike. I really like it as it is, just a naked bike with the styling, the pearlescent green tank and the black. I think it looks really good. But I got this bike as I've said before, a chicken soup for the soul bike. I get out and I just tool around on it. It's capable of doing motorway speeds. It'll do 120, 130 kilometers an hour all day long, but it's one of them bikes that I find myself riding around, not wanting to go super fast anywhere that I go on it, and really enjoying the ride in its entirety, if I'm honest. This particular route today, the roads aren't superb. I've got the suspension setting on the hardest setting. I saw it on a few forums, and obviously I didn't think it would work. I thought it would be worse than the setting it was on before, but as I've said in previous statements, it's like night and day, guys. It really has made a big difference. It is firmer, but any severe pothole in the road, you're not getting jarred, and it's not really going up through your spine and giving you a real beating like you're on a hardtail bike. It's working quite well, especially two up like we are now. Yeah, so the Vosges 900 DSX, I'm really loving that bike. We've done lots and lots of kilometers on it. We've had lots of rides out, and what we tend to do on a Friday afternoon, if I'm not working, we tend to meet another couple and we'll pick a venue we want to go to, or a bar or a restaurant in a remote location, and we'll rendezvous normally at that location. So generally within an hour of where we live, an hour there, an hour back. And yeah, it's been real fun getting out and about and sharing our experience with like-minded people. So what are the plans I've got for both of these bikes? Well, both of these bikes are going to be long-term bikes that we're going to keep. We really like both bikes. Obviously, as I get older, this bike is going to be more suited to general riding and tootling around on, whereas the Vosges is better suited for long distance journeys and getting out and having a bit of an adventure on. Now, the strange thing with both of these bikes is they come in at exactly the same weight. 240 kilos for the Royal Enfield and 240 kilos for the Vosges. But the Vosges, the way it's designed, built, and how you sat on the bike and how high you are on the bike with a high centre of gravity, you've got a lot of weight there, and you notice the weight on the Vosges, not when you're moving and not when you're riding, but certainly when you come to a standstill or you're manoeuvring the bike around. Now, I'm not saying you don't notice the weight on the Royal Enfield. It's certainly noticeable if you're trying to manoeuvre it around at slow speed, especially if you're trying to back it up or you're going up a slight incline. You can feel the weight, definitely. But once you're riding this particular bike, as any bike, once you get moving, it's fairly lightweight and you don't feel the weight. But this bike is very easy to manoeuvre once you're sat on it. So sitting on it and tootling around, your feet are on the floor, you can move it around very, very easy. So there's no real response time or thinking time needed for this particular bike. When I ride this, it's pretty much like riding a push bike, to be honest. It's very, very simple to ride and it's a very easy bike to get along with. So what's in the pipeline as regards to doing things with the bikes? Well, as I've said previously, the Royal Enfield, I don't really want to do too much to it. I could do with putting a couple of saddlebags on for when we go out for taking bits and bobs. But again, the ones I'd like to put on, maybe some leather saddlebags on the back. The majority of them I've seen are the ones that the mount fits under the seat. You bolt the rear seat back over and you've got a saddlebag either side. Problem with that is when you stop, if you've got anything valuable in them, you really can't take it off easily. So we could do something that comes off quite easily, that's soft baggage or leather baggage, that has a shoulder strap and we can take with us, and it can mount fairly easy to put back on the bike, and that would be ideal. So yeah, that's probably the only thing I'd really change with the Royal Enfield. I'm happy with the exhaust note on it. That doesn't bother me. I wouldn't really want to change the exhaust. The suspension I'm okay with now, it's fine. It's hard, but it's a comfortable ride even on these rough roads. The open screen on the front, okay. I'm not, as I've previously said, dashing up and down motorways and highways at 120, 130 kph, so the wind blast really isn't an issue. Generally, the top speeds I'm sort of reaching on this bike are around 110 kph or around 66, maybe just under 70 mile an hour. Obviously, if I'm getting on the motorway on the Vosges with the screen on, we're doing highway speeds and much more than that, obviously. So yeah, it's a real sweet little bike. I really like it. The Vosges, on the other hand, I'm looking to put CarPlay or Android Auto screen on there. I've ordered a unit from AliExpress. Could have gone down the Car Pure Ride road, but I've ordered a unit specifically because of a few features within that unit, and I'll explain more when I get the unit and do a review on it. I paid for it out of my own pocket. It's not a sponsored CarPlay unit. This particular unit, when I get it, I'll explain why I bought it out of my own money and how much it was and why I bought that for the Vosges 900 DSX. Anyway guys, ride safe, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.